My name is Jack Smith, and I'm a 60-year-old man. Every day, I work hard in a factory, sweating and toiling away. That's why my work clothes are stained with oil and grime, and I always feel sorry for my wife who has to wash them. But my wife doesn't mind washing my work clothes and never complains about how dirty they are. However, our neighbors have been saying things like, "That guy's always in filthy work clothes." Indeed, my work attire isn't very clean. Actually, it's quite dirty, and I might look shabby wandering around in it. Sometimes, after work, I buy my wife her favorite sweets, but even the staff at the bakery give me strange looks, making me realize how judgmental people can be. People just prefer the look of a suit. A clean suit does make one look competent, and, being a white-colored outfit, it looks impressive. Recently, I saw a TV show ranking low-status jobs. Watching it shocked me quite a bit. Jobs without suits were labeled as low status, and work clothes were called dirty and smelly. I do own a suit, but I usually wear my work clothes. They're just more practical for my job. I keep a suit at the office, but the work clothes feel more suited to me. After decades of wearing them, they feel like a part of my body. One day, I got a call from a guy named Mike. He wanted to buy $10 million worth of parts from our company. I never expected such a huge order, so I decided to meet Mike to seal the deal. The idea of a $10 million order made me quite nervous. So, I headed to our client, Johnson Industries. Johnson Industries is well known in our industry. It's not a huge company, but their product craftsmanship is widely recognized. Johnson Industries products are used globally, and their exports have been increasing. They'll likely expand their exports even more in the future. With the recent economic recovery in the US, I figured they'd seize this big opportunity. To explain things clearly to Mike, I prepared some detailed materials. Our parts are precision equipment, and even a slight mistake in their use can cause serious problems. They can break easily and, at worst, cause a short circuit. So, I included thorough explanations. This way, Mike will understand my presentation. Oh no, I have to hurry or I'll be late for the meeting. I guess I'll go in these clothes. I wanted to change into a suit, but there wasn't enough time, so I headed to the meeting in my work clothes. I felt it might be a bit disrespectful, but I hoped they'd understand I was coming straight from work. Surely, no one would tell me to my face that I looked dirty in my work clothes. Or so I thought until then. I hurried into my car, started the engine, and drove to Johnson Industries. The roads were a bit congested, but I took a detour and managed to arrive on time. I informed the security guard about my appointment, and he let me in. The Johnson Industries premises were clean and well organized, impressive for a mid-sized company. Someone must take great care in maintaining the place, I thought. I quickly headed to the reception desk after parking. A beautiful receptionist told me the meeting room was on the 4th floor, so I hurried there. As I waited outside the conference room, a tall man in a sharp suit appeared. This must be Mike. A woman who seemed to be an office assistant unlocked the room for us. Please, come in. I'll bring some drinks right away. Thank you. I'll go in then. All right. Thank you. Then, the woman brought some coffee. My throat was parched with nerves, so I asked if it was all right and then gulped it down. It was in a small cup, which I appreciated. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Mike from sales. Can we talk for a moment? Hello, I'm Jack. Oh, no need for introductions. What? Mike glared at me. It felt like being stared down by a snake, and it gave me chills. Mike's narrow eyes looked icy, and I couldn't tell what he was thinking. Why did you come here dressed like that? Do you think we're a joke? Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't have time to change and came straight here. It does look dirty, doesn't it? Yes, it is dirty. Only people from the bottom of the barrel wear work clothes. They're for factory workers who didn't even finish high school. Really, coming to a business meeting dressed like that is just what I'd expect from someone at the bottom. I didn't get my degree to talk to dirty people in work clothes. I see. I'm not bragging, but I graduated from K College. I don't want to associate with people in work clothes. If my parents knew I was working with someone like that, they'd cry. They sent me to college for a reason. I tried to calm Mike down. But his tirade didn't stop. He kept insulting me, talking about how dirty and pathetic people in work clothes are. I did feel bad for coming in my work clothes. But there's no need to insult me like that, and I felt frustrated. As I endured it, Mike held a cup of his coffee and started grinning. Maybe his throat is dry from all that talking, I thought. But no, I was wrong. He stood in front of me and poured the coffee over my head. See, now you're a bit cleaner, right? This is hilarious. Now leave. I don't want to talk to or do business with someone in dirty work clothes. This meeting is over. Get out, bottom feeder. I was soaked from head to toe. I smelled of oil and coffee. Feeling utterly miserable, I stood there as Mr. Davis walked in. Hey, Mike, what on earth are you doing? Oh, this guy came in work clothes, so I poured coffee on him. It's dirty, but maybe the coffee cleaned up the dirt and smell. What the hell have you done? Mr. Davis's face turned pale, and he started trembling. Mike still didn't seem to understand why he was so angry. Mr. Davis, why are you so upset? Let's just send this dirty bottom feeder away. I never thought someone so shabby would come to this meeting. Let's cancel this order. Hey, this man is Jack Smith, the CEO of Smith Corporation. What? Didn't you know? This is the CEO of that major corporation. No way, this man is the CEO of Smith Corporation. Yes, I was indeed the CEO. I was the CEO of the major company, Smith Corporation. But I usually wore work clothes. Mike must have thought I was just a regular factory worker. Our company has several factories, including one next to the headquarters. However, our sales department usually handles business meetings. So why was I here instead of a salesperson? There was a reason for that. When we received the order, our top salesperson, Tim, volunteered to handle the meeting. Tim was very competent, and I was initially going to let him handle it. But suddenly, during work, Tim complained of severe stomach pain and was rushed to the hospital. What happened was that he had appendicitis. His appendix was about to burst, but surgery saved him just in time. However, he needed to stay in the hospital for a while, so I couldn't rely on him for the meeting. He felt very apologetic, but I told him, take this time to rest. He works hard all the time, so I didn't want him to worry about work while hospitalized. So, I ended up coming here in his place. I could have asked someone else, but everyone was very busy. The sales department had many projects, and it wasn't easy to entrust them with a $10 million deal. So, I decided to handle it myself as the CEO. Mike probably never imagined someone like me could be the CEO. If I had introduced myself first, he might have realized I was the CEO. I thought it was partly his fault for interrupting my introduction. If he hadn't done that, he might have realized I was the CEO, even in dirty clothes. It was a foolish thing to do. Since he poured coffee on me, Mr. Davis was furious. He approached Mike and immediately ordered towels and rags to be brought. Mike, you'll clean up the mess you made. Now, get the best towels from the office and give one to Mr. Smith. Then, clean the floor with a rag. But I didn't know. How could I have known that this man was Mr. Smith? He looks dirty and like a regular factory worker. If I'd known, I wouldn't have done it. Do you think that excuse will fly? You did something unimaginable to an important client. You seem to have no awareness of that. Well. Just go get the towels now. So, Mike left the conference room to get the towels and rags. After a while, he handed me a high-quality towel. Then, he got down on the floor and started cleaning the wet spots carefully. I felt a bit sorry for him, but this was his punishment. Whether I was the CEO or not, pouring coffee on someone is unacceptable. Even a grade schooler wouldn't do that. What was he thinking? It felt like his prestigious college education was wasted on such foolish behavior. I may not have a formal education, but I don't judge people by their appearance. It's something I'm proud of. Mike was crying as he cleaned, and it was hard to watch. Mr. Davis ordered him to leave after he finished cleaning the floor. Then, Mr. Davis said he would like to reschedule the meeting with me. I was soaking wet, so I decided to head back to the company to change. When I got back, my employees were shocked to see me. Even though I had dried myself with the towel, I was still wet, and they wondered why. It was sunny outside with no sign of rain. I laughed and told them that Mike at the client meeting had poured coffee over me. Then, one of the sales staff, Jim, said to me, "Mr. Smith, why didn't you yell at him right then?" I couldn't have tolerated that. It's unbelievable he did that, not realizing you were the CEO. He must be out of his mind. Well, I was taken aback, and I didn't think yelling was necessary. But why? He poured coffee over your head, right? You had every right to be angry. You're too kind, Mr. Smith. It's not about being kind, maybe I lacked confidence. I knew going to the meeting in these clothes was inappropriate. So, somewhere in my mind, I thought I deserved it. It was shocking, but I knew I should have changed into a suit. But, Mr. Smith, you always work on the factory floor, helping with the machines, right? I know you didn't have time to change. I wish I had gone to Johnson Industries instead. But Jim, you also have a lot of projects. I couldn't ask you. With Tim in the hospital, I felt I was already burdening the sales team. So, I decided to handle it myself. It's over now. But thank you for standing up for me, Jim. You're very kind. I couldn't do anything to help you, Mr. Smith. When I got hired, I was so happy and swore I'd repay you, but now this happens. I'm so frustrated. Jim cried for me. Just having someone care this much meant a lot to me. Even though my neighbors judged me for my dirty clothes, I was grateful for my supportive employees. By the way, my neighbors don't know I'm the CEO of Smith Corporation. I don't live in a mansion, just a regular apartment, so people assume I'm just a factory worker. Why do I, the CEO, live in a regular apartment instead of a mansion? There's a reason for that. My wife and I don't have children. She's infertile, so trying to have kids was futile. But instead, we volunteer to help children in underprivileged countries. We do this entirely out of our own pockets. Kids in these countries often can't even visit a hospital, so they suffer from severe illnesses at a young age. In some places, they can't even afford toothbrushes, and it's not uncommon to see young children with no front teeth. Buying medical supplies, donating to hospitals, and delivering toothbrushes quickly exhausts our funds. But it's what gives my life meaning. As the kids grow up, they go to school, learn to write, and send me letters. I feel like I have children all over the world, even if they're not biologically mine. No matter how dirty or poor people say I look, I'll do anything for those kids' smiles. So, I didn't mind donating a large portion of my executive salary. If those kids can grow up happy, that's all that matters. Even my employees didn't know about this. It was something my wife and I did quietly. I received another call from Mr. Davis of Johnson Industries. Apparently, Mike had caused other problems and was demoted. He had been harassing a high school graduate employee, who became depressed and had to take a leave of absence. They couldn't keep him at the main office anymore, so they sent him to a remote location. It seems there are some strict supervisors there, so Mike will have a tough time. Maybe he'll realize how mean he's been. Regarding the parts order, we'd like to change it from $10 million to $100 million. What? Wait a minute. From $10 million to $100 million? Yes, we just released a new product that's selling well. We want to upgrade it for next year's model, and your parts will enhance its performance. We expect the next year's model to sell even better, so we want to place a $100 million order now. Thank you. That's an incredible opportunity. We'd be happy to help. Please do. In the end, Johnson Industries placed a $100 million order with us. We never expected such a large order, so it's a big deal for us. I immediately decided to hire more staff. Even running the factory at full capacity, we're just barely able to meet the deadline. Our factory operates in 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, but we don't have a large workforce. When we advertised for more workers, a foreigner applied. His name was Daniel. He was very fluent in English, and when I asked why, he said he attended an English language school in his home country. When I heard more details, I found out it was a school I had funded. I was known as the clown uncle there. I always dressed as a clown, giving out gifts. Whether at children's hospitals, schools, or anywhere, I was always in a clown costume, entertaining everyone. In my youth, I practiced street performance as a hobby, so being a clown came naturally. Daniel was surprised to learn that I was the clown uncle. Wow, I had no idea you were the one who built that English language school. I'm shocked. I'm surprised too. I didn't know you studied there, Daniel. And I might have met you before. What do you mean? Actually, he mentioned he grew up in an orphanage and remembered an American clown uncle visiting. When I told him that was actually me, he was moved to tears. Daniel lost his parents in a revolution and became an orphan. He lived in an orphanage and was so shy that he couldn't make any friends. The teachers didn't know how to handle him, but then I came along and made him laugh and smile. I was young, and Daniel was just a little boy back then. I don't remember much from those days, but Daniel shared his happy memories with me. After losing my parents in the revolution, I was depressed. Everyone else was cheerful and played with friends, but I was too shy to talk to anyone. Then you came along. I see. I can't remember who was who, but you were there. Yes, I was. After that, I realized how kind American people are and became interested in the US. So, after leaving the orphanage, I attended the English language school you funded. It was just a shabby hut at first, but it seems to have become quite reputable now. I'm glad to hear people enjoy attending. You helped me back then. So now, Mr. Smith, it's my turn to help you. You're doing a big deal with Johnson Industries, right? Let me work hard as a factory worker and help you out. All right, I look forward to working with you. Let's do our best together. It was my first time hiring a foreigner, so I consulted with an immigration lawyer about the work visa. Then I officially hired Daniel to work in our factory. Daniel worked diligently and boosted our morale. Seeing a young man from another country working so hard inspired the other workers. Although I'm the CEO, I worked alongside everyone in the factory. Jim came over and started helping with inspections. Jim, what are you doing here? What about your sales duties? I finished my rounds for today. I don't know much about machinery, but I can help with inspections. Please let me contribute. All right, please handle that. I feel bad making you do this, though. Seeing Daniel working so hard, we can't slack off. When I see his enthusiasm, I feel like we can do more too. Thank you, Jim. It means a lot. I'll leave it to you. Jim learned the basic inspection tasks from the other workers and started helping. Seeing him, other sales staff also came to the factory to assist. Daniel handed them parts for inspection. Jim, please check these. They're precision parts, so be careful. Got it. Thanks, Daniel. You're doing great in this heat. I'm exhausted. The factory is full of machines, so it's very hot. But I'm grateful just to have a job. In my country, even if you want to work, there are no opportunities, so everyone is unemployed. I'm thankful to be able to work here. Right, we should be grateful for having work. I'll follow your example, Daniel. You're so impressive for someone so young. Jim didn't know about Daniel's past, he just saw him as a hardworking young foreigner. But during a break, he overheard Daniel's story from him and Chris. Although it was a coincidence that Daniel joined our company, Jim learned about my support for underprivileged children. My past encounter with Daniel, and his time at the English language school I funded. Jim, who tends to be emotional, started crying. I had no idea Mr. Smith did such things. You're truly remarkable. I don't know if it's remarkable, but I did what I wanted to do. I'm glad you and Daniel reconnected. It must be fate. Maybe God brought you together again. Maybe so. All right, let's wrap up our break. We still have a lot to produce. We need to finish the remaining half within a week to meet Johnson Industries' deadline. Right. It's a $100 million contract, after all. Let's give it our all. To fulfill the $100 million contract, we worked tirelessly. My work clothes were filthy. Covered in sweat and oil, they were so soaked that water could drip from them. And at my age, my body ached all over and felt like it was screaming. But I couldn't let this big opportunity slip away, so I worked with all my might. Everyone else worked hard, sweating profusely. I couldn't rest just because I was older, so I pushed myself despite the pain. Somehow, we managed to produce the $100 million worth of parts by the deadline. Towards the end, I felt an adrenaline rush, and no matter how hard I worked, I didn't feel the pain. This must be what they call a burst of strength in a crisis. Even though it wasn't an actual crisis, we managed to pull through with unexpected strength. Whoa! We did it! Daniel, great job! I can't remember the last time I worked this hard. But it feels amazing. Yes, it really feels good. There's a sense of accomplishment. Now we can deliver to Johnson Industries on time. I'm so relieved. Well done, everyone. You really pulled through. Thanks to you, we made it. I'm sure Mr. Davis will be thrilled. Let's celebrate tonight with a fancy barbecue. Wow. Really? Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Smith. I've never tried barbecue before. And fancy barbecue at that. I wonder what it tastes like. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I contacted Mr. Davis immediately and informed him about the delivery. He was delighted. We managed to make the delivery on time. Mr. Davis apologized for the rush and brought us expensive fruits as a token of appreciation. He had melons and watermelons that cost $300 each, which was surprising. Daniel mentioned that in his home country, fruits are sold by the kilogram and are quite cheap, so he was shocked by how expensive those fruits are. Indeed, in his country, salaries are low, but so are living costs. Vegetables and fruits are bought by the kilo, so American prices must be surprising. Please, enjoy these fruits. You worked so hard in this heat, and this is the least I can do. Wow, is it all right for us to have such expensive fruits? Yes, it's fine. They're very delicious, so please enjoy them. Thank you. We're very grateful. Thank you so much. I'm sure our company will grow even more thanks to all of you at Smith Corporation. I hope we can continue to have good business relations. I'm sorry for the trouble our former employee caused you. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm not angry anymore. He ended up causing problems even at his new location, so we had to let him go. It turns out he hadn't changed at all. It's unfortunate. But some people just don't learn. Yeah, sometimes there's just no way to get through to some people. It can't be helped. Well then, I'll take my leave. I'm sure we'll be placing another order soon, so I look forward to working with you again. Even though we were going out for barbecue tonight, we couldn't resist eating the chilled fruits. Well, they say there's always room for dessert, so why not? Then, we went to the fancy barbecue place to celebrate. Everyone was starving. After working so hard these past few days, I was craving some meat too. I'm 60, but my stomach is still strong, and I can enjoy good meat. We kept ordering more meat, but with so many guys, it disappeared as soon as it was cooked. Go ahead, order more. Don't hold back. But isn't this meat really expensive? The prices look like there's an extra zero. Don't worry about that. Daniel, you're young, and if you're going to keep working hard in the factory, you need to build up your stamina. Well, if you insist, I'll take you up on that offer. Can I order more too? I'm starving. I can eat as much meat as I want after having fruit for dessert. Sure, order as much as you want. Tonight is a celebration, and no one needs to hold back. Yay! Mr. Smith, you're the best. You're the big boss. Well, only my beer belly is big, though. Good one. The barbecue we had together was absolutely delicious. Being able to eat such expensive meat is a testament to how hard I've worked. I may only have a high school education, but I've always been dedicated to my work. When I started Smith Corporation, there were many setbacks, and I nearly gave up multiple times. Then I found out my wife was infertile, which was devastating. But I didn't let it get me down and kept focusing on my work. With my wife's support, I was able to keep going. Once I started earning enough, I wanted to help children around the world. Even though we couldn't have children of our own, I felt that helping underprivileged kids gave my life purpose. All through various support activities, I never imagined I'd reconnect with a boy I once helped. Daniel, who was a small boy back then, had grown into a fine young man and now works for our company. Thanks to him, everyone was motivated, and we managed to meet the deadline for Johnson Industries. I may not have biological children, but my employees feel like my family. Even though we're a big company, I want to maintain a family-like atmosphere. I want everyone to feel that working here was a good decision. So, no matter what happens, I'll keep working hard. Even if others ridicule or belittle me, I am who I am. I don't think I'm wrong, and I'll live humbly. Someday, when I'm gone, maybe everyone will remember me fondly.